So here's a pretty disturbing story. Cop who fatally shot Tamir Rice, hired by Ohio Police Department. So the guy's name is Timothy Loehmann. Tamir Rice, of course, was 12 years old when he was killed. He was playing with a toy gun outside, and the cops pulled up. Loehmann hopped out and shot him immediately. In fact, I think it was less than a second. He just got out and shot him immediately. And obviously the criticism of this was, hey man, your job as an officer is, you don't shoot first, ask questions later. You have to try to diffuse the situation and see what's going on before you take such a final action like that. And, when you look at the situation, he's 12 years old and he's playing with a toy gun. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely, when I was 12 years old, would play with a toy gun and would do it outside. So the idea that a cop could pull up and just shoot me immediately, and then afterwards he gets away with it, and it's as if nothing happened, nothing wrong happened, and it's just, yeah, whatever, what are you going to do? That's mind-boggling, man. That really is. And, you guys think about it on your own. Have you ever played with toy guns, and have you ever done it outside when you were a kid? The idea that the cop pulls up and in less than a second kills you. That's so unsettling. Oh my God. It's hard to wrap your mind around. Well, if the story's not bad enough, listen to this. This article is from 2014. The officer who killed Tamir Rice found unfit in previous police job. You don't say. So this guy, it really is a maddening story. What happened was he was a cop somewhere else, and they were doing weapons training. He shows up to the weapons training, and he's incapable of shooting in an effective, efficient, safe way. And in fact, he starts blubbering and crying, and he's incoherent throughout the process, to the point where the instructor was like, "What are you doing? This is not okay. What's happening here? Put the firearm down. Let's figure out what's going on." And come to find out that this guy was in an on-again, off-again relationship, and he was psychologically and emotionally unstable. And the person who did the training basically said, under no circumstances should this guy have control of a firearm and be in a position of authority and be an officer. And he said the problems are deep-rooted, and it goes beyond just this current problem that he's having with his girlfriend. He's incapable and he's unfit to be a police officer because it's not safe. So the trainer, the guy who's training him, said that and recommended, that's it. No, can't have him. You can't be blubbering and crying and erratic when you're controlling a firearm and you have people's lives in your hand. Well, he was fired from that one, then he was hired elsewhere. That's when he killed Tamir Rice. So for people wondering, how can you pull up and within a second kill somebody? Well, if somebody's deeply psychologically unfit for that job and they pull up and they're already thinking no matter what, this 12-year-old kid is trying to kill me, that's how that can happen. But then on top of that, to get away with it, and then on top of that, now he's hired by another police department. That's maddening. Listen, man, sometimes there's no justice in the world at all. There was a story that came out this week that thankfully the officer who killed Laquan McDonald, he was found guilty of, I think, second-degree murder. So that's a rare instance of, good justice. But this is oof. Because how can anybody trust that this guy's going to do his job properly? Guy who was psychologically unfit for a police job, and they said he shouldn't be a police officer ever again because he had serious mental problems, and then after you kill Tamir Rice, get away with it, and then get hired again. Oh, man, that makes no sense. That's mind-boggling, and he should not be in this position. He really shouldn't. He shouldn't have this job. He should be fired. He's incapable of doing this job, and there's ample evidence to that effect.